On Sunday, there was violence inside New Delhi's Jawaharlal Nehru University. The scale of it should be a blot for any democratic society. How did we reach the point where we cannot tell the difference between university students and masked goons? There are several versions to this story. We'll take all of them one at a time. At around 5 p.m. last evening, masked goons with sticks and rods ran riot inside the university. This is in Delhi, India's capital. There was chaos on the campus for nearly 2 hours. Students and teachers were violently beaten up. Journalists and civil society activists outside were heckled. The Delhi police reached the university minutes after a distress call was made, but surprisingly, they stopped at the entrance. Why? Because they did not have the permission to enter. These are visuals of vandals being escorted out of the campus as policemen stood by and watched. I'm not sure who explains this. ABVP, a student body affiliated to the RSS. The ABVP in return has accused these students affiliated to various left-wing organizations for instigating this violence. Remember, the students of JNU have been protesting against the recently introduced fee hike for many days now. This protest has been going on. Last week, the winter semester registration started at this university, and students opposing the fee hike wanted to disrupt the registration process. This was their way of protesting. On Saturday morning, a group of students entered the premises and damaged the power supply. This led to a disruption in the registration process. Many attribute yesterday's brutality to this. As I said, there are many versions. I will not get into the blame game based on hearsay. It serves no purpose. What I do want to address is the shallowness of the times we live in. Violence over ideological differences unfolding at a place of learning. And the state, from the police to the government and even the centre, remained bystanders. During the course of this violence, every political leader had words of wisdom to offer exclusively on Twitter. Shocking, appalled, aghast. The condemnation was expressed with high-sounding words and exclamation marks. Sitting union ministers who studied at this university, the Chief Minister of Delhi, he said he was shocked to know about the violence. This was his assurance, and I'm quoting, "The Lieutenant Governor of Delhi is monitoring the situation and taking all necessary steps." That's all he had to offer. Monitoring the situation as students and teachers got attacked with stones big enough to crack a skull. The opposition had questions for the government. They were worried about India's global reputation. From the CAA to Kashmir and Indian minorities, every possible link was drawn to pin the blame on the government. This, as more than 20 students were admitted to AIIMS, some with serious injuries. The ruling BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, called it a desperate attempt by forces of anarchy determined to use students as cannon fodder. Great words again. This as screenshots from alleged ABVP groups planning the violence made rounds on social media. It's the same cycle each time. The battle between political parties playing out in universities at the cost of students, their lives, their future, their education. A campus throbbing with political debates is good, but a campus practicing the political fight for other parties and their ideologies is the polar opposite. This is what our politics has turned universities into, and 24 hours after the violence, not a single arrest has been made.